So first thing, when we see an equation that looks like this, we're always going to ask ourselves, do we have to distribute? And so yes, we do have to distribute. So first step is to distribute to get rid of the parentheses. Distribute to get rid of the parentheses. So we're not messing with the 2 plus 5. We're just taking the 5 and we're doing 5 times x and 5 times 3. So they still have the 2 in the front. And then 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is 15. And then we have negative 3 times x and negative 3 times negative 4. So negative 3 times x is how we got negative 3x. Negative 3 times 4 is how we got 12. Okay. And then over here, we're leaving the x alone. X is just x. And then we got 2 times 2x is 4x. And 2 times 4 is, 2 times 4 is 8. Yep, perfect. Okay. Next step is, do I have to clean it up? The answer is yes, and we do that by combining like terms. So we're going to combine like terms. Combine like terms. So I'm going to look at all the things that have an x in them. I have a positive 5x and a negative 3x. So if I look at those, 5 positives and 3 negatives, what does that give you? 2x, yeah, 2 positives. When we're done with this part, yeah. 2 positives, so we got 2 positives over here. And then we have a positive x and a positive 4x. So positive 1 and positive 4, what does that give us? Positive 5. So we got a positive 2x and a positive 5x. And then with the regular numbers, we have a positive 2, a positive 15, and a positive 12. And what happens when we put all those together? Positive 2, positive 15, positive 12. Positive 29. Yep, positive 29. And then over here, we just have a positive 8. So that's just positive 8. All right. Next, if you have variables on both sides, your goal is going to be to get the variable to one side. Get the variable to one side. Get the variable to one side. So some students like to always have the variable on the left. Some students like the variable to always be positive. It doesn't matter what you do. What they did on these notes is they chose to make sure that the variable was positive, and so they took the 2x and they minused it over to the right side. So they did minus 2x, and they got 3x on the right side. 29 equals 3x plus 8. So once we've got this stuff right here, our next question is the variable isolated? Is it alone on the side that it's on, or is there other stuff with it? Okay, so our next goal is to get the variable alone on that side. Get the variable alone on that side. So how do we get the 3x alone on the right side? Subtract the 8, because the 8's in the way. What'd you say? Subtract the 8. So if we subtract the 8 over from the 29, what do we have? 21. Perfect. Now, if the variable is multiplied by a number, what do we have to do to get the variable alone? Divide by the number. Okay, so we're going to divide by the coefficient. So coefficient is the word for the number in front of x. So we're going to divide by the coefficient. So if we have 21 equals 3x, we're going to divide by 3, divide by 3, and then we get x equals 7.
Good morning again. Sorry.
Okay, so we're not going to do all 4 of these problems. Is there one that looks intimidating or one that you're not sure that you would do it correctly? One that you'd like to see us do together? So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one should we do? 4? 4? Okay, we want to do 4. Is there another one we want to see? We want to do this one. Definitely number 4. Okay, so let me go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so if you look back at the steps, what is the very first step we should do? Distribute. So when I start, the x has got to stay. And then we're going to distribute the 2. And what do we get? 4x plus 6. Okay. And we still got the minus 1. Okay. And then we got the 1/2 we're going to distribute. And then what's 1/2 times 4? 2. 2x plus 1/2 times 28. $14. Perfect. Okay. So what is the next step? Combine like terms. Okay. So here's my x's on the left side. I have a positive 1 and a positive 4. So that's positive 5. Okay. 5x. And then on the right side, I just got the 2x. There's only 1x on the right side. Okay. And then on the left side, I've got 6 positives and 1 negative. 5. And then on the right side, I just have 1 number, so just plus 14. Okay. What's the next step? Okay, so the next step that we had in the notes was get the variable to one side. And a lot of students like to deal with the number first instead of the variable, and it's fine. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. So you said you wanted to subtract the 5 from 14, and that's okay. It won't make us get it wrong. You can totally do that. So let's go ahead and do that next. We're going to subtract the 5 from the 14. We have 5x equals 2x. 14 take away 5, 9. Okay. Now we still have x's, we still have x's on both sides. So what do we want to do with the x's? Any ideas? Say that one more time. We can't divide yet because they're on two sides. Yeah, we want them on one side. So should we get the x's all over to the right side, or should we get the x's all over to the left side? The left side. So we want the numbers without the x's to be on one side, and then we want the x's to be on the other side. So we can subtract the 2x over to the left side. So we have 3x equals 9. And then what do we have to do? Divide by 3. Okay, so x equals 3. Okay. Do you guys want to try another one, or do you feel like that was enough practice? That was good? Yeah. Yes. Okay, we're good? Okay, so what we're going to do now is, if you look around the room, you guys can see that there are some problems around the room. Everyone see they've got some numbers on them. So you can work by yourself, you can work in pairs of 2, you can work in groups of 3, it doesn't matter, you can work in your whole group of 4. You're going to grab a sheet of notebook paper and put your name on it. So everyone go ahead and get a sheet of notebook paper out and put your name on it to start with. So there's 10 problems, 1 through 10. And it does not matter what problem you start on. So you can start on number 1, you can start on number 9, you can start on number 6. It does not matter. So you're going to write down whatever problem number you're going to start on, and then you write down the problem for that. Okay? So to get credit today, every single person has to have their own sheet of notebook paper to turn in. Even if you work with somebody else, you have to turn in your own sheet of notebook paper. So you're going to write down the number that you're starting with, you're going to write down the problem, and then you're going to do the work, you're going to solve the equation. When you are done with the equation and you look back at the paper, there's multiple choice answers. There's an A, B, C, D. And then it tells you, if you got this answer, go to this station next. If you got this answer, go to this station next. If you got this answer, go to this station next. It tells you. So if you start on problem 1, you're not going to do problem 2 next. You're going to do something else. If you start on problem 7, you're not going to do 8 next. You're going to do something else. It goes in a specific order. What you're going to find is, if you're getting the answers wrong, you're going to go back to the same problems over and over because you're getting them wrong. So it's going to send you in the wrong order. Does that make sense? If you're getting them right, you're going to keep seeing problems you've never seen until eventually you get back to the problem that you started on. Make sense? Okay, so it does not matter which problem you start on. There are multiple choice answers. Eventually, if you're doing it right, you will get to 10 problems. In 10 problems time, you will do no repeats. That's how you'll know that you got it right. Now, if you are getting confused as you do the problems and you want to come to me to check your answers to make sure you're doing them in the right order, you're welcome to do that. If you want to do that after every single problem, that's fine. I'm fine with you guys checking your order after every single problem. I'm okay with that. Make sense? Okay, so go ahead, choose a partner if you want, work by yourself if you want. You're welcome to talk. Your cell phone should not be walking around the room with you. Okay? Sound good? Okay, go ahead and get started. Okay. Was everyone able to write down that problem? The 6 is not part of the problem. That's problem number. Okay. So, what is the very first thing we should do? Distribute. Distribute what? The 2. The 2 inside the parentheses, and it's a positive 2. So we have 2 multiplied by 5k, which is 10k. Okay, and then 2 times negative 6, which is minus 12. Whew, that glare's good. Okay, and then we're going to keep the negative 4k in the front. The 10k was positive. I wrote 14, but I meant 4k. The 10k was positive, so I'm going to have to put a plus in front of that. So plus 10k. And then on the right side, I'm just going to copy that down. Negative 3k minus 39. Okay. And then, so anytime you get stuck, you don't have to do this from your brain, right? You can go back and look at your notes, and they can tell you what to do next. So what is the next part of this? Combine the like terms. So are there any like terms to combine? The k's, yeah. So we have 4 negatives and 10 positives. They'd be what? You're close. 6 is right, but would it be negative or positive? Positive 6. So there are more positives, so positive wins. So positive 6k minus 12 equals negative 3k minus 39. Okay? Oh, there. That's better with the glare. Okay. And then from there, what do we want to do next? Yeah, so we could add the 12. That would be one option. That wouldn't get the variable alone, but it's not wrong. If you wanted to get the variables to one side, what could you do? Okay. So we could add the 3k. And what that would do is it would get all the k's to the left side. So we got 9k. Keep the negative 12. Keep the negative 39. And now we can do what Cadence had suggested, which was move the negative 12. So how do we move a negative 12? You add it. So we do the opposite. We're going to add 12. Okay. So we have 39 negatives and 12 positives. Negative 27. Good. Okay. Okay, and how'd you get that negative 3? Good. So when you have opposite signs, that means that the answer is negative. So k equals negative 3.